So while this talk is about Amazon, we also need to think about, do we really want to be 100% dependent on one platform? And the answer is probably no. If you do the right things, there's not really that much risk of them knocking you off their platform, like it does happen to some people. But I think if you keep up to date with your knowledge, your education, and you do the right things, you don't really have that much of an issue with it. But you still don't want to build a business that's 100% dependent on Amazon, which can be tricky because, like, when I look at us, we were making, say, 20 sales on Amazon for every one sale we were making on our e-commerce store. And so partway through last year, we had to make this decision. I've got this saying that he or she who chases two rabbits catches none. You know, you get that whole in the headlight, which way am I going to go, that kind of thing. And we were kind of doing that. And so we decided, you know what, let's park our e-com store for a while, even though, yeah, we're missing out on money, and let's double down and really, really get good at Amazon, and then we'll come back to it, which is our plan for later in the year. So we need to balance these things. And the reason why is because, and it doesn't matter which traffic source you talk about, whether it's Google, whether it's Facebook or anything, but everyone will have heard this. We've got a few Game of Thrones fans in the... So we're not talking about White Walkers here. We're talking about, like, winter is coming from an internet traffic point of view. So everyone thinks of the internet as a cash spewing machine where we put $1 in and we want to spit $2 out, that kind of stuff. And it still does work right now. But supply and demand, there's only so many placements, and the cost of traffic continues to go up. So this is what's happening. The cost of traffic continues to go up, and the cost of goods and services is going down, like gradually. So you get to the point where after a while, so maybe it might be 3 years out, 4 years out, that kind of thing, where you can't profitably buy traffic on day one. So that's why we need to think in advance as well. I was calling this an e-commerce three-legged stool, but it's really a four-legged stool. So this is talking about building something beyond just Amazon. So we always start with authority blog. So in this case, we've been using a professional content team that have been building out a blog. So we've been doing a lot of stuff in the new mum space. So we've been building out like 16 blog posts a month, you know, that kind of thing. But after hearing that talk, we're about to change over and work with these guys because I think that was a much smarter way of doing it. We've been building content and doing good SEO, but not monetizing this piece. So then, like, it was like as if Alexi was talking directly to me of, we've got this underutilized asset now that let's now turn that into money. But remember, like, we couldn't do everything at once. So did we do a good job on the blog last year? Probably not. But we did a good job on Amazon, so that's okay. And now we'll come back and we'll fill in those other pieces. But you will have heard James talk about, you know, own the race course. We need to have content and we need to have it on our own platform. Second one is Amazon. So Amazon really is a cash spewing machine, and it's really about cash flow, but you don't own the customer. So they don't share the customer info with you. You can get it and that kind of thing, but like if you want to keep 100% within the rules, you can't really scrape their customer data and go and email them, that kind of stuff. Some people do. I don't recommend it. And the reason why is because, you know, is it a hobby business for you or are you playing the long game? You know, so the way I look at it is always play the long game. So do the right thing. But Amazon is an amazing, amazing cash spewing machine. Number 3, you want to add on an e-commerce store, so own your own brand, you know, terms like for a domain. We recommend Shopify in this regards, and then do all the standard e-commerce stuff. But from our experience, it's easier to get momentum on Amazon and then come back to this one. If you've already got momentum here, great, do that, and then add on Amazon. And number 4 is audiences. And so email used to be really the primary audience, but as we all know, it's becoming less and less effective. It's not uncommon for 10 and 20%, you know, email open rates. So things like Messenger is just so important. I think Molly is going to talk about that later. And then Sue, can you stand up for a sec? Yeah, so Sue runs a thing called Beyond Points, and she's been teaching my group about that. If you want to know how to plug in Messenger from an Aussie who's doing it really, really well, these guys have amazing runs on the board. Thank you, Sue. Yeah, so have a chat with her. We're really like, with a lot of our new For example, lead magnets and that kind of stuff, we're changing it to Messenger rather than email list because it's just so much easier. And then like 90% open rates instead of 10, that kind of thing. And then, so cookies and custom audiences, that kind of stuff. So using audiences to drive traffic.